So now, Father, I stop trying to silence my thoughts by force. I bring them to you, one by one. I bring you the thoughts about the future that scare me, the ones that wake me at night, the ones that tell me I'm not ready. I bring you the thoughts about the past, the regrets, the memories, the moments I wish I could rewrite. I bring you the fear that I am falling behind in life, the fear that everyone else knows something I don't, the fear that I am too broken to be peaceful. Your word says, cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. Not some of it, not the acceptable parts, all of it. So here it is, Lord, the mess, the confusion, the overthinking, the exhaustion. I place it all into your hands, not because I understand, but because I trust who you are. Father, I confess that my heart feels bruised. There are wounds I carry quietly, rejections that still echo, moments where I felt unseen, unheard, or forgotten. And those wounds have taught my mind to stay alert, to never fully rest, to always prepare for disappointment. But tonight, I invite you into those places. Where my heart was broken, breathe hope. Where fear took root, plant peace. Where anxiety has become familiar, introduce rest. Your word promises, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted. Not distant, not disappointed, close. Hope does not mean my problems disappear. Hope means I am no longer alone inside them. Lord, I am not asking you to fix my entire life tonight. I am asking for grace for this moment, grace for the next breath, grace for the next minute, grace to stop running ahead in my thoughts. Jesus said, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. So I release tomorrow, just for now. I don't need clarity for the whole road. I only need light for the next step. Teach me how to return again and again to the present moment where you already are. Father, when my thoughts begin to spiral again, remind me gently, I am safe right now. I am held right now. I am not abandoned in this quiet room. Your word tells me, the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds. Not peace that makes sense, peace that guards. So I allow my body to soften, my shoulders to lower, my breath to slow. I don't need to be strong here. I don't need to perform. I don't need to have the right words. I just need to be present with you. Father, if sleep comes, I receive it as a gift. If it doesn't, I receive your presence instead. Either way, I am not alone tonight. I choose to believe that my thoughts do not define me, that my fears are not prophecies, that my brokenness is not the end of my story. You are the God who restores, the God who stays, the God who brings hope quietly, sometimes in the middle of the night. I place my restless mind in your care. I place my tired heart in your hands, and I rest, not because everything is resolved, but because you are here. Amen. If this prayer met you in a quiet moment, know that you don't have to walk this road alone. You are welcome to return here, to pray together, to rest together, to find peace one moment at a time. Subscribe, and let's continue this journey of prayer, not to fix ourselves, but to remain in the presence of the one who heals.
It was late. Not late in the way that feels productive or peaceful, but late in the way that makes the world quiet while your mind becomes unbearably loud. The room was dark, except for the faint glow of a streetlight slipping through the curtain. Everything around me was still. No messages, no movement, no demands. And yet, inside my head, nothing would stop. Thoughts kept circling like restless birds. Conversations I replayed and wished I had answered differently. Decisions I feared I had already ruined. Questions about the future that had no answers, only possibilities, and most of them frightening. I turned from one side of the bed to the other, hoping sleep would come if I pretended not to notice the noise. But the harder I tried to quiet my thoughts, the louder they became. That moment, lying awake while the world sleeps, is a moment almost everyone knows. It is the moment when strength feels thin, when distraction no longer works, when silence becomes uncomfortable because it exposes everything we've been avoiding. And in that moment, the fear is not just about tomorrow. It is about losing yourself in the noise of your own mind. Father, this is where I begin, not with confidence, but with honesty. I don't think too much because I want to. I think too much because something inside me is afraid. Afraid of repeating old mistakes. Afraid of being misunderstood. Afraid that the future will demand more than I can give. My thoughts don't race because I am weak. They race because I care. Because I remember pain. Because my heart is trying desperately to protect me from being hurt again. There are fears I don't say out loud. Fears that feel embarrassing. Fears that make me question my worth. What if I never become who I was meant to be? What if I disappoint everyone again? What if I am already too late? These thoughts don't come screaming. They whisper, they repeat, they wear me down slowly. And the exhaustion I feel is not from doing too much. It is from thinking too much. From carrying questions that were never meant to rest on human shoulders. Lord, I am beginning to see something now. My mind is restless, but my soul is tired. My mind wants control. My soul wants rest. My mind demands answers. My soul is asking for presence. I have mistaken constant thinking for responsibility. I have believed that if I could just analyze enough, prepare enough, worry enough, then maybe I could avoid pain. But tonight, I see the truth gently rising. My thoughts are not the problem. My fear of letting go is. Your word reminds me, be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46, verse 10. Not figure it out, not solve everything, just be still. Stillness feels frightening when I've lived in survival mode for so long, but deep down, my soul recognizes your voice in the quiet.